Welcome back to another video. I'm going to review 5 different pump sprayers from 3 different brands to let you know which one I like the best. Now, I'm not going to say that there is a best one because it always comes down to your budget, your needs, and what you're going to use it for. So what works for me might be different for you, but I kind of want to give you a general look at the pump sprayers that we have and give you some pros and cons of each one. Now, I'm not going to be actually using them and showing you how they work because at the end of the day, let's get real, it's a pump sprayer. You're going to pump it and spray it and it's going to work. But I'm just going to want to break down what I have here in front of me to let you know like why we purchase these and why we don't purchase some, just to give you a more holistic view of what's up with pump sprayers and if there's actually a difference between them. Here I have a Merolex pump sprayer. This is an IK pump sprayer. I think I bought this one from either Home Depot or Car Supply Warehouse. I'm not entirely sure, but the brand is Solo or Amazon. I actually have no idea. And then below me here, I have 2 IK pump sprayers. One is the multi, the other is the foam. So the ones on the left here are pretty expensive. I believe this one's on the more inexpensive side. So I think this is like maybe $12, $14. This one here is closer to 30, and I think this one here is closer to the 35 to the 40s. Now, our favorite one for sure, and I'm not saying it's the best, I'm saying our favorite one is going to be the Merolex pump sprayers. Reason being is because the way you release the pressure, that's probably the bigger part of why we like this one. With the IKs, obviously you're gonna pump it, there's no going around that. And you pump this one. Now the difference being is that on the IK pump sprayer, you have to kind of fiddle your fingers here and pull it. Not that that's overly difficult, but sometimes like when it's 30 degrees outside, 50 degrees outside, and it's cold and you just kind of want to do the bare essentials with your fingers, that helps. On top of that, sometimes it does get stuck and it's a bit more cumbersome to pull it up versus this pump sprayer on the Merolex, where all you have to do is just press down and it releases the pressure. So this one is far more, it's a much better user experience by just having to press down. So when I'm holding this pump sprayer and I'm walking around, if I want to release the pressure, right, I'm on the go, we're moving, I have to use 2 hands. Whereas if I'm using the Merolex pump sprayer, I can typically just use 1 hand. I can just do it here, release the pressure, while not using the second hand. So that's for me why I like this pump sprayer much more. So as far as like other storage capabilities on here, it has this little storage here that gives you a different tip if you want to switch it out. Personally, I don't use that at all because we never switch them out. So although it's a nice little feature to have, we don't really use it that often because we're not really switching out the tips that often. On the other pump sprayers of the IK, on the bigger ones, they do have a storing unit that kind of does the same thing here. But again, we don't really use it. I couldn't say this is something that works for us. But again, it depends on your system, on what you're doing, on if you're working in the driveway or have a business or what have you. It depends on what you can use. So for us, we don't see this as a big deal. For you, it might be something that you actually want to use. This one, the Solo, doesn't have any of that, and it doesn't actually even have a pressure release valve that I know of. So you're gonna pump it up, and if you wanna release the pressure, you actually just have to slightly open it to release the pressure. Unless I've been doing it wrong for this entire time, there is no pressure release valve that I'm aware of. Now here, it does give you this locking. If you wanna lock it, it does let you lock it. Other than that, we don't really use it much as far as the actual locking part because it's not many times that we do lock it. Now, this one also contains the locking fixture. It has it right here. You can press up when you press, and then it's gonna lock it in place. On the IK, on the other models, I believe it does have a locking capability, but we don't really use that too often, again, so I'm not gonna put much weight on that one. Now, one thing that I do like about this Solo one that this one doesn't do is that you are able to change the where the tip, you can kind of like angle it, and depending on where you are as far as where you're spraying, whether it's in the interior or the exterior, like sometimes this does help to be able to angle it. But would I say this is like a premium feature that I wish these had? Not really, but this is at times something that does help depending on what you're working on. Now, as far as the pump sprayers right here, now these are definitely going to be a lot better, but at one, it comes at a heftier price point because I think these are around $100-ish, $120. Now, my favorite one is going to be this Foam Pro 12 due to the fact that you can air up. You can pressurize the pump sprayer with an air compressor. Now, not everyone is gonna have that, so obviously you're still gonna be able to manually pump it. The Multi-Pro 12, this one does not have the compressor capability, so you will have to manually pump it up. Now, they are fantastic, very well built. They hold a lot of liquid, but it's also cumbersome because it is a lot more bulky. It's bulkier. Meaning if you have limited space in your garage, or maybe you want to bring it out to a parking lot of some sort, or maybe you live in an apartment and you want to use it because it can hold more liquid, but at the same time you kind of limited on space or where you can store things. These turn out to be a lot more bulkier. Now, as far as the design, the build, exceptional. There's almost nothing wrong with them, but because it is bigger, it's gonna take a bit more space to store these, whether it's in a closet or a garage or in a vehicle, if that's what you're carrying these in. Now, where we use these pump sprayers, it's gonna vary. I think we have, let's see here, I'm gonna do a quick count here live. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and maybe another 6 in the van. So we might have between like 15 to 18 pump sprayers here in our operations. And we use them for about 4 main things. We're gonna use our Optimum no rinse, so this is a clay lube. And we have we might have like 3 pump sprayers that contain this exact product because we have multiple people using the same product. So again, even right here, these are both O&R bottles. This here is our pre-rinse. So this is what we use to pre-spray the carpeting before we agitate for the shampoo process. Over here, we're gonna have, again, this is gonna be the Optimum no rinse. Yet again, it's the same thing as those products, but in here. And here we have a Super Clean, it's a degreaser, Super Clean diluted 4:1. Now, a few other pump sprayers that we have is gonna have our iron decontamination product. So that's gonna be Adam's Iron Remover. We're going to have our drying aid, and I'm trying to look around and see what else we have. We're gonna have our in-cap product. And that's really it. Those are the main products that we use. We just have multiple of those scattered across the shop and the van. Now, as far as durability wise, the Merrilex and IK pump sprayers are built fantastic. I really have no gripes as far as the quality of the build. So they last you a long time. Could I tell you exactly how long that is? No, but I've had most of these for years. And yes, they're gonna break down over time from dropping them, from pressurizing so much, but it's been like years that I get out of them. This one, I can't really comment just because I haven't used this one that long, so I can't say it's gonna last years. But for the Merrilex and IK pump sprayers, for all the ones that I purchased, they last a very, very long time. Now again, although the Merrilex is my favorite, am I gonna say you absolutely have to purchase this one? No, because it's rather expensive. And even that we have about 4 of these, we still have one of these, which is a solo brand, and it's here in our arsenal and we use it every day. So, as you know, this is like 40-ish bucks. I think this is like 15 bucks. We're still both using them. It's still in our operation. So this is my favorite, but this still does get the job done. $40? $15. So don't think I'm saying, well, he said this is his favorite, so I need to go get that one. If you need 2 or 3 of these, it's gonna be a hefty price for a pump sprayer. Whereas if you need 2 or 3 of them and you're gonna spend $15 per pump sprayer, it's a lot more affordable. So our favorite one is the Merrilex. Although we do have more IK pump sprayers, simply due primarily, as you know, at least on our end, is the shipping wise. On Merrilex, you can't really find them on Amazon. If you do, they're not Amazon Prime. And the IK pump sprayers, there's just a lot more availability on Amazon or other retailers. Here, it's a bit more limited, so it just makes it a bit more cumbersome to go and purchase these. And again, I think this is Amazon or Home Depot, but these are readily available, I think, everywhere. So that's why we do have more IK pump sprayers than we do Merrilex. And that's gonna wrap up this video. Just wanted to give you a quick breakdown. I'll have all the links to these pump sprayers down in the video description box below. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any specific questions about where or what or why or how, just let me know. Check the video description box below for all those links for anything else that I recommend. It'll be all there down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.